Suck it!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday! Happy birthday!
Welcome to the show. You were one-on-one with Wes the Sports Guy here on YouTube and online all the time at westhesportsguy.com as well. If you want to get all those social media links, whether it be Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Parler is the new one as well. You can go to westhesportsguy.com and get the links for all those social media platforms that I am located on. If you want to leave a comment, leave a like, leave a dislike on this video as well, you can do that here at the bottom of this screen. Always use that hashtag #OneOnOneWest to participate in the weekly conversations for a variety of topics in the world of sports. Diving into this week, with the qualifiers just about wrapping up in the NHL, you have a good amount of teams that have been ousted in the qualifying rounds of the NHL playoffs, or qualifying round, whatever they want to call it, but it's leading into the Stanley Cup playoffs that are going to be starting next week. Things are happening very fast, and just a little side note here with the teams that have been ousted so far in the qualifying rounds. Any one of these teams that I'm going to mention, minus the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Columbus Blue Jackets, because they're still playing their winner-take-all in a Game 5 series clinching matchup that's going to happen this Sunday. Minus those two teams, one of them is going to be included in this pool. One of these teams that's been ousted is going to get the number one pick, which will be announced on Monday on NBC Sports Network or NHL Network, wherever you get your hockey information from. It will be announced that afternoon on Monday. That will be very, very interesting to see because of the teams that got ousted. The Edmonton Oilers, they're gone. The Pittsburgh Penguins, also been taken out. The New York Rangers, Nashville Predators, Florida Panthers, the Minnesota Wild, and the Winnipeg Jets. All of those teams, as of right now, are eligible to get the number one pick in the NHL draft. And the other one would be either Toronto or Columbus. Very interesting set of circumstances with the NHL and the way that they structured their qualifying round. It's been entertaining, to say the least. I know I would prefer to see it with fans in the stands, but nonetheless, I think they've done a bang-up job to get everything put together in a very safe and organized fashion as well, because it's been rather smooth. I haven't had any issues with it. I know you could make some critiques with it, as well with the NBA and their bubble format, and then you could also make some critiques about how Major League Baseball is going about their stuff, but I can't complain. Sports is here, it's back. I have something to look forward to.
So you're not going to sports, it's a very small part of life. Sports.
Every day, and I know you do as well, besides the sports factor, but you're here to watch me, and I appreciate it. You're here for the sports content, and I'm gladly here to give it to you. So leave a like, leave a comment if you like what you're seeing. Also, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell as well to get notified of all the new videos that are posted on this YouTube channel. I do have a podcast link. You can go to westhesportsguy.com and check that out as well. The new episode will be coming up here in the next week with regards to the NBA and its cushy relationship with the Communist Chinese Party. And that story that broke about a week ago, I'll be diving into that in my next podcast episode. But if you want to be subscribed to that before the episode is dropped and be notified when it does, go to westhesportsguy.com and follow that podcast link. Time for the segment that says the students should be back in their buildings for the school year. Do you remember?
You remember?
Do you remember that the XFL had its second go-round this last spring with Vince McMahon pumping in over $200 million of his own money to get the league started up again? And it had a pretty good start. I was watching the games every single weekend when they were playing, and I think they got through about 5 weeks of a 10-game season, and you had a couple teams that were pretty much the talk of the town, the talk of the league, really, with the St. Louis Battlehawks, and you also had the I believe it was Houston Renegades was the nickname of that team, but regardless, you had a couple teams that were pretty good. Washington's DC Defenders were good as well. But then, of course, you all know what happened with the lockdowns, and then that ended the XFL's first redo season, and then Vince McMahon filed for bankruptcy. Well, guess what? The XFL has a new ownership group, and let's just say it's a very familiar face.
If you smile, The Rock!
That's right, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has teamed up with a venture capitalist group and also his ex-wife. Doesn't really matter to me, I don't care about the relationships there, but the point being is that the face of the new XFL is going to be Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and will he bring this back to what it was and even make it better? I have some confidence that he can. And I mean, you have a pretty recognizable face besides Vince McMahon putting in his own money of $200 million to do it. There might have been some sketchy business things on the side with his own wrestling empire and all the other stuff, but getting a familiar face in Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and the very small price tag in the bankruptcy court of only $15 million, you've got the whole thing to yourself, and you could do with it as you will. You can basically keep what was successful with some of the rules that they put in place, like with special teams and the kickoffs. You had a lot of kickoffs going on in the XFL. You had a bit of tweaks with the extra points, where it was 1, 2, or 3 point options for teams. So rules-wise, everything is there. Everything is in place. You've got the namesakes. You just need to kind of work on the finances and try to get things back up to what they were. I think there's still hope. Some people are still pessimistic about spring football happening. I still have hope, though. I think the XFL can make a very nice resurgence and get back to what it had and then capitalize on it with a new face in Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Who doesn't like The Rock? I'm a fan of him. I think he's pretty good at his movies. Most of them. I mean, Fast and the Furious has its ups and downs, but those Jumanji movies that he was in with Kevin Hart, those are pretty funny. I had no problems with it. I like this. I think this is a good thing going forward with the XFL and its return. Hopefully next year they might have to put it back another year, but I like their chances. I like it. Time for the feel-good story of the week, and this comes from Dr. Quentin Lee.
My coronavirus hits me so hard. All the teachers say, oh my Lord, COVID is stressing me. All the updates from the CDC, Lysol can't be found. I've looked all around this town. I've had no luck, and these are the things that you can't touch. I told you, students,
You can't touch this.
you better pull that mask up.
You can't touch this.
It's the CDC, not me.
You can't touch this.
Hey, don't wash your hands.
You can't touch
Now, I will leave a link to his YouTube channel at the description below in this video, so if you'd like to go watch it yourself. But as you can see from that part, it's well worth the watch. Absolutely go give it a like, give it a thumbs up, comment on it if you want to as well, but I'll leave the link for the video for Dr. Quentin Lee, and I salute him. That is just fantastic. Let's get the kids back in the building. It's all going to be good. Everything will work out for the better, and I have utmost faith in that happening, so take with that as you will. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe, hit that bell to get notified of all the new videos. Go to whatstthesportsguy.com for all the social media links, podcast link as well. That will be coming down the pipeline in the next few days. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you next time.